Seems like you guys love when I share my Sunday dinner ideas. So here I have another one. Come on in, let's get started. Alright, so let's start by making some macaroni and cheese. Here to some water, I added salt in with my macaroni, give it a stir, allow that to go until it's al dente. Once it is done, we will go in with some butter right away while it's hot and in with some sour cream, give that a stir and allow it to just rest until everything is melted. Now let's make our cheese sauce in with some butter. Then I added some flour, give that a stir, allow it to go for about a minute or two, and then we'll come in with some evaporated milk. Allow that to go until it slightly starts to thicken, and then we'll begin to add our cheese. Today I'm using a mix of sharp cheddar, Monterey pepper jack, and gouda cheese, but feel free to use any cheese of your choice. I will add cheese until the sauce has thickened to my desired texture, and then I will begin to season it. Like I said, I will add some seasonings. All the seasonings that I use will be listed in the description or the caption. So you want to give that a real good stir, make sure it's well combined, and that's basically it. Our cheese sauce is now ready. Now you want to go ahead and just add it to your macaroni, give that a stir, and then we will follow up with some extra cheese. You want to add as much or as little as you like. It's simply about personal preference. Once that is added, we will then add a little bit of whole milk, because you always want to make sure that your macaroni and cheese is nice and moist. You don't want it to be dry. So we'll add a little milk in there, give everything a good toss, and then we'll transfer this to our baking dish. Like I said, you want to add it to your favorite baking dish, level it off, and then you want to go over the top with some more cheese. Once the cheese is added, we will sprinkle a little bit of paprika just for that nice bright color, and then we'll place this into a 400-degree oven for about 20-25 minutes or so. The key to the best mac and cheese, you never want to overcook it. If you overcook this, it will basically start separating, like the oil starts to separate from the cheese, and it's a big mess. So after about 20-25 minutes, this is how it was looking. Perfect. We will allow it to sit and rest while we prepare the other sides. So here in a pot, I've added some aromatics, some bell peppers, garlic, onions, some thyme, scallion, parsley. Give that a stir, and then we'll come in with some washed rice. Today I'm using broken jasmine rice, but feel free to use any rice of your choice. Once that is added, you want to add some seasoning for flavor and taste. Give that a real good toss. Allow it to go for about a minute or so, and then we will follow up with some tomato paste. Add that in there, give it a stir. The tomato paste is simply just for color. Then we will come in with some pigeon peas. Give that a toss as well. Make sure it's well combined, and then we will follow up with some coconut milk and some water. Now that all the ingredients are added, we will give this a stir, allow it to come up to a simmer or a boil before we lower the heat and let it cook on low heat for about 20-25 minutes or so. Once all the liquid has evaporated, your rice should be perfectly done. And this is how it looks once it's done. I just went in with a fork, fluff the rice, and that's basically it. Quick, easy, and simple. And let me tell you, this rice was so good. Now let's move on to the next. Today I'm making a quick and easy coleslaw. So here I have some carrots, cabbage, and a broccoli slaw in there. Here I will prepare my dressing. So I have some mayonnaise, and to that I will add sugar, salt, black pepper, and a little bit of vinegar. Give that a real good toss, and that's basically it. Quick, easy, and simple. Once that is Well combined, you'll go ahead and just add it to the vegetables, give it a toss, and that's it. Place it in the fridge until later. So today I'll be doing some fried chicken and fish. So the first thing I did was wash them up real well with some limes, pat them dry, and we'll start with the chicken first. I added 1 tablespoon of fresh green seasoning to that, along with some powdered seasonings, which I will list in the description or the caption. We will also add an egg here. You can omit the egg if you don't want to add it. And we will go in and just make sure that is very well combined. Lift the skin and everything and make sure that it is well coated with the seasonings. Once done, cover, set aside to marinate for about 2 hours or so. Now for the breading, I have some cornstarch, flour, chicken bouillon, salt, garlic powder, and black pepper. Give that a real good toss, and this is what we'll use to bread that chicken. Now you want to go ahead and coat your chicken very well with that breading. Once done, set it aside, allow it to sit for about 10 minutes while we preheat the oil. Now into my preheated oil, I will add 3 pieces at a time just to not overcrowd the pot. Allow that to go for about 15 minutes or so. Once it is nice and golden brown and cooked all the way through, you can use a thermometer to test to see if it is cooked through. You'll just remove and set aside. Carry on with the next batch until you're all done. So now let's prepare our fish. Today I'm using Canadian white perch, but feel free to use any fish of your choice. Here I have some fresh green seasoning, and to that I will add some powdered seasonings, which I will list in my description or the caption. Once I started mixing, I realized that this was too dry, so I added a little oil just for moisture. Mix that well. Once it's combined, you want to apply it to the fish. Make sure the fish is well coated on all sides. And yeah, I just allowed this to sit and marinate for about an hour or two. And what I did was prepared my fish and chicken first. I went ahead and allowed them to marinate while I was cooking my sides. But this is just the last part that I showed because I like to cook my my entree last, so that it's nice and hot when it's done. You know, the sides can reheat and they will still be good, but to me an entree needs to be eaten right away once, you know, you cook it. So yeah, once that was done, like I said, I let it marinate for an hour or so, and then I cooked it in my air fryer. You can also use your oven for this. Put it on 425 for about 15 minutes, but I cooked mine in the air fryer for about 12 minutes or so. And it was all done. That is how it looks once it was done. And yeah, now we can plate up and enjoy. That's the delicious mac and cheese there. And we have the coleslaw, the rice, the fried chicken, and our fish. And let me tell you, this meal was nothing short of amazing. It was chef's kiss, and I hope you guys give the recipe a try. Perfect for Sunday dinner. And I will leave all the ingredients and measurements in the description or the caption, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Thank you for watching and enjoy.